One team controls their destiny in the AFC. One team fighting for their playoff lives. Of course, it's the Chargers. We'll talk about the Sunday primetime game next on DJ Football. He is the NFL Network's Daniel Jeremiah. I am Ryan Brown. This is DJ Football. Ravens at Chargers primetime Sunday. Let's talk about it. Presented by MyBookie.ag. Code next round when you sign on at MyBookie.ag. You make an initial deposit. They match at 50% up to $1,000 when you use code next round at MyBookie.ag. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere. MyBookie.ag. What is up, DJ? How are you today?
I'm doing great, man. Just excited for a weekend of football and excited about this game. I'll be there on the call with the Chargers radio, and this is going to be an example of seeing a team that's been pretty dominant versus a team that's desperate, and we'll see what that looks like on Sunday evening.
Yeah, Chargers in desperate need of wins to get in the playoffs. Must be late November. It feels like we see this every year with the Chargers, doesn't it?
Yeah, last year they were 6-6 and then reeled off 4 wins in a row and got into the postseason, and we all know how that ended in Jacksonville. But here they are, they're 4-6, and you go, I believe it's this week, and then the next week, I want to say it's at New England, which you would think is a winnable game.
Win. Yeah.
But this is going to be a tough matchup here with the way the Baltimore Ravens are playing on both sides of the ball. But it's desperation. It's desperation for everybody involved with the Chargers in this one, and whatever you've got to put it into this one and somehow find a way to get back to 6-6 2 weeks from now and take your chances from there. But doing the calculus, 4-7. They might be in slim territory now. It's darn near impossible if they lose this game.
Well, and the Ravens are a 3.5-point favorite at MyBookie.ag coming into this game in LA. So let's start with the home team with the Chargers. Go on the road, lose at Green Bay, and the head coach Brandon Staley getting a lot of questions about calling the defensive signals. He continues to say you can quit asking the question. I'm going to keep calling the defense, but he is obviously very, very frustrated, A, about the way his defense played, and B, about continuing to have to answer that question.
Yeah, and you look at the point total and you say 23 points. Well, that's not, that seems like that's not a terrible defensive effort. But Jordan Love had his first 300-yard passing game. It was above what the Packers had been doing offensively in terms of the point output. And then when you had the chance to put the game away and win the game, your defense is out on the field. You give up a drive. They go right down the field and punch it in a 24-yard touchdown where you guys didn't get lined up. So that's where some of the frustration comes. And I get what Brandon Staley's saying is that, look, Keenan Allen dropped a touchdown, which you'll never see. There was a little bit of a sun issue there, but no excuses. He drops a touchdown. Austin Eckler fumbles going in. They lose possession inside the 5. That's an 11-point swing right there, just on those 2 plays. So, it was definitely a frustrating game from the Chargers standpoint. But now that you go from a very winnable game against a Green Bay team that's just so to playing against a team that might be, you can make a case of the best team in the NFL right now with the way they're playing defense and the way Lamar Jackson's starting to heat up.
I will say this about Keenan Allen. He dropped the pass for the touchdown, but he did a lot. He made up for it. This is the guy that was questionable all week, was kind of a late decision of the week to play, and all he did was go 10 catches, 116 yards, and a touchdown. It was a gutsy performance by him playing through injury right now.
Yeah, but he had 2 drops, which you'll never see again. You don't see that very often. I even said it after the drop, and while you watch, he'll make up for it. He got a touchdown after that. Right. So he has a big productive day. Donald Parham drops a 4th and 4 wide open over the middle field, which would have extended that drive. And then Quentin Johnston drops a home run ball. It probably would have been a long touchdown, would have been a game winner. So they were not clean offensively. All the attention has gone on the defense for the way they've played, and Brandon Staley being a little defensive of that criticism. But offensively, they got to clean some things up as well. And this is, again, I can't say it enough, this is not an easy one. When you look at this group coming in with Baltimore, they are big, they are physical, they are very confident right now. And they kind of, when you watch them, Ryan, it's not like they don't want to win. They kind of want to destroy you a little bit. Yeah. They want to, that's just the way they're playing. It's very, very physical.
Well, we'll talk about the Ravens coming off the win in Cincinnati in just a few moments, but a reminder, the show presented by MyBookie.ag. Code next round when you sign on at MyBookie.ag, and you make that initial deposit, they'll give you a 50% bonus up to $1,000 at MyBookie.ag. Win once with that, it is yours and yours forever. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere, MyBookie.ag, code next round, MyBookie.ag, code next round. Also, our friends at Manscaped, Black Friday coming up, Christmas shopping season. For that man in your life, Manscaped is a great product. Manscaped.com, the handyman. Guys, drop the hint to the wife as well, wife or girlfriend. That handyman is a great travel razor, good compact razor. Use it at home as well. They've also got products like the Beard Hedger, the Weed Whacker, which takes care of the nose hair and the ear hair, and the Lawnmower, which takes care of the full body, which includes the undercarriage. You keep that undercarriage nice and clean right there with Manscaped.com. Also great boxer shorts, male products, Manscaped.com. And we're going to give you a great deal right here. When you watch this show, we're going to give you this code DJF20 for watching DJF20. And that is a 20% discount off your initial order at Manscaped.com. Code DJF20 here on DJ Football. Get 20% off that initial order at Manscaped.com. The Ravens coming off the win at Cincinnati. How important is long rest in a situation like this, DJ? You do have to travel cross country. That's the trade-off. But to get long rest at this time of year has got to be beneficial.
I think it's huge. Getting a chance to rest, getting a chance to prepare for an opponent. I mean, all those things together, it's just a mini bye for them. So that's huge. They came west, had to be 4 years ago, I want to say, in a game the Chargers had to win to stay in front of the division after they had just beat Kansas City, I want to say the week before. And the Ravens came out there when they were playing in the soccer stadium, when the Chargers playing in that soccer stadium in Carson, and the Ravens came in and kind of physically beat them up a little bit, only for the Chargers then to go back and beat them in the playoffs in that same season out there in Baltimore. But these teams, they have a very distinct style in Baltimore. It doesn't matter. I was there working from 03 to 06, and if you go back to those teams a little bit before that to now, they are still a line of scrimmage team. They're very physical, and they're going to try and beat you up. And it's pretty amazing they've kept that culture alive for as long as they have.
And then Sunday, the old man Odell Beckham Jr. has a day. I think,
how about that?
If I'm not mistaken, 1/3 of his season's receiving yards came in that game Sunday. 4 catches, 116 yards. That came out of nowhere.
Yeah, no question. Obviously he's very talented, and I was in the building in the Super Bowl before he got hurt, and he looked like the best player on the field before he got hurt in that Super Bowl. So he's starting to recover a little bit from that injury. You're starting to see it come to life a little bit, and now with Mark Andrews being out, and you look at Zay Flowers, man, he's been impressive doing his thing. I think that Odell has got a chance to see a lot more targets here as we come down the home stretch.
So what stops you? You said maybe the best team in football. We have talked a lot about Philadelphia being that team. They're obviously in control of the NFC. What stops you from saying Baltimore is the best team in the NFL?
I'm always leery when you don't have the best record. The Philadelphia Eagles are coming off a year where they were in the Super Bowl. They have the best record in the league. So, I mean, I think you got to kind of give that to them. But in terms of who's playing the best, when I watch tape getting ready for this game, and I watch their front in Baltimore, and I see Clowney and Oweh, the kind of the fastballs they got coming off the sides. I see Matabike inside, who's turned into one of the best interior rushers. Their scheme with Mike McDonald, they do a great job in terms of getting free run-throughs and free rushers. They're, Hamilton's one of the best blitzing safeties. Queen's one of the best blitzing linebackers. They put pressure on you in an unbelievable amount of ways. So I think defensively they're really, really good. And then offensively, even with the Andrews injury, you get Keaton Mitchell, who's added a little spark to them, a little juice to the backfield. And now you've got Lamar, who can run if he wants to, and he's getting more comfortable in this passing attack with a collection of receivers that are better than he's ever had. So yeah, it's a good team, and they're well coached. John Harbaugh does a really good job. So if they're not the best team, they're the second best team, in my opinion, right now.
And all that said, they've only entered this weekend with a half-game lead for that AFC 1 seed, because that AFC is so bunched up at the top. Miami right there at 7-3 coming into the weekend. Kansas City now 7-3 coming into the Thanksgiving weekend. The Cleveland Browns are 7-3. Somehow the Browns are 7-3. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean the Cleveland Garretts, I think they ought to just change their name. But that defense is so good. So yeah, they're still hanging around, but I don't know. I mean, I think that Miami's defense is starting to inspire some confidence that maybe they've got a chance to be a really complete team coming down the home stretch. But I think right now where we are, I think the Ravens are the most balanced team in the AFC.
Yeah, tight right there at the top of the AFC, and the Ravens trying to keep that lead for the 1 seed, and the Chargers just trying to claw their way into the
desperation
game for them. There's no doubt it is. It's November. It's December. That's desperation time for the Chargers when they're at their best, right? The primetime game, NBC Sunday night, Ravens, a 3.5-point favorite in early in the week here at mybookie.ag. Don't forget, when you go to mybookie.ag and use code NEXTROUND, you will get that deposit match at 50% up to $1,000. Code NEXTROUND at mybookie.ag. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere, mybookie.ag. And all your Manscaped products, DJF20 at checkout, DJF20 to get 20% off your initial order at manscaped.com. Great holiday gift idea, manscaped.com. All right, it is another great weekend of the NFL in front of us. We've talked about it right here on DJ Football.